Well, playoff this year is wide open. Ohio State is a legit number one. Indiana, A&M are right there at 2-3. But those teams, especially Ohio State, has not been tested this year. Indiana, they have been tested this year, but I don't think they're a dominant team by any stretch of the imagination. And obviously, A&M almost lost to South Carolina the other day. So all of these teams have holes, and I think the CFP race is wide open this year. Anyone, I think, in the top 10 has a legit chance to win. And I can make a case for anyone on any given Saturday to win these games. Kind of like the NFL. It's Plinko right now. There is not a dominant team in college football. I think Ohio State is the best team, but I don't know if they're as good as last year. I think they've got a chance to be. We'll see how they handle the mental test of Michigan in a couple weeks. I think Ohio State has a chance to be as good as last year. We'll see how they handle some of these high pressurized scenarios. They have not been tested this year. Go look at Ohio State's schedule. They haven't been pushed. And if they do get pushed, I'll be interested to see how they respond. But right now, they're the best team, but I don't think they're a dominant team. I think the college football playoff race is wide open, and I think you could do worse than picking off some of these mid-tier, teams in the 6 to 15 range in the rankings that maybe you think can make a run. I think Bama's one of them. I think I would consider Bama at around 15-1, buying low off their loss to win the college football playoff. The Heisman race is, to me, a two-horse race. I think it'll be either Mendoza or Sayin. I don't understand the odds. I don't. You want to say Mendoza because they've played a tougher schedule, deserves to be the favorite. Right now, Julian Sayin is 2-1, and Fernando Mendoza is even odds. The reason that doesn't make sense to me is because the Heisman Trophy voting doesn't conclude until the Monday after championship weekend. That means whatever happens in the Big Ten championship game is going to factor into the Heisman race. Ohio State is going to be favored by at least a field goal over Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, unless they lose to Michigan. But even if they lose to Michigan, I still think Ohio State will be favored in the Big Ten championship game. Actually, I take that back. If Ohio State loses to Michigan, it'll be Michigan playing in the Big Ten championship game. I want to correct myself there. Okay. Ohio State has to beat Michigan, and then these odds don't make sense. Right now, I think what the odds are telling you is there's still a chance, a small chance, that Michigan beats Ohio State and Julian Sayin does not make it to the Big Ten championship game. And then, of course, Mendoza would win the Heisman if they go undefeated. But you have to really ask yourself this question. Do we really think Ohio State's losing to Michigan again this year? Michigan almost lost to Northwestern the other day. Michigan can't complete a forward pass. I don't get me wrong. I love Bryce Underwood. I think this Michigan story is intriguing. They have a legit chance to make the college football playoff if they can beat Ohio State. I don't think it's happening this year. I think last year was the magic was used up. I would bet Julian Sayin at 2-1 to win the Heisman. I would. I would absolutely bet him at 2-1 to win the Heisman. I think we are overcooking the grits with Mendoza. He's had a really nice year. He deserves to be the favorite, but I think he's a little bit too high of a favorite. I think it should be like plus 150, plus 175. Like, it really should be a little bit closer. The reason why I don't think you could give it to Marcel Reed, actually, to be fair, if A&M goes 13-0, maybe you have to give it to Marcel Reed. You know how impressive that is to go undefeated in the SEC? The problem is they're going to be dogs in the SEC championship game. They are. To either Georgia or Bama, like they're going to be dogs in that game. They're probably going to lose that game. And that's why I think you're seeing him being shaded the way that he is. And you're guaranteed to have Ohio State plays Indiana in the Big Ten championship, which, again, I think that's what it's going to be. You're guaranteed to have an undefeated Big Ten champion. And I think that quarterback, even though going undefeated in the SEC is such an incredible feat, that's why I was giving love to Ty Simpson all year, because I thought he was playing it at the best level. Bama going undefeated in the SEC is just such a difficult thing to do. But in reality, it's the Big Ten this year, guys. It's going to be either Mendoza or Sayin. I would take a little nibble on Julian Sayin 2-1. I think Ohio State is going to beat Michigan. I think they're going to be favored by a field goal plus in the Big Ten championship game. I think they're going to beat Indiana in the Big Ten championship game. And I think Julian Sayin is going to be your Heisman Trophy candidate this year, your Heisman Trophy winner this year. So I would take not a huge bet. But if you had to make a Heisman bet today, and now that my pick, Simpson, is out, I might put a little nugget on Julian Sayin 2-1 to win the Heisman Trophy.